Got no time.
But one thing that never changes is time. The clock on the wall waits for anyone.
Time to go.
Got no time. I got no time for you. I got no time. We got no time for nothing. I guess it's just something we gotta deal with. Modern day acrobatic. We running like a desperate deal just to stay clear. In the night, headlights, spotlight, and right back like the weekend. And stop thinking like everything's alright. Everything's alright. Hold up, back up, take a breath, take a sec. 'Cause we work more than our boss said. No, we gotta. I'll keep myself fed. So for this and that, they bring me right back to I got no time. I got no time. I'm a single father, caught up in the bottle. It's like a full throttle, steady playing the lotto. It's hoping that tomorrow there'll be money to borrow. Got no time. Like a worker with no time. Living on the same bus line. This an uphill climb and a forget. So I'm flying in the wine and the fed go up. I guess we all have really bad luck. We ain't fucking lazy like the rest of us.
How did you get in touch with the Italian militant pop scene, and how are you taking part in the project Resisto with micro platform?
I would say first we've been doing tours of Europe since 2005, around 2005. So we made a lot of contacts through that, and then also a friend from ours in San Diego gave us a CD of La Plataforma from Madrid, and we decided to put them on a compilation, international compilation, States of Abuse at the time, and through that we met Micro Platform and put them on the compilation as well, and ever since it's been we've been working together, and it's been a great experience. Right?
Yeah, and then also we've been in Milan the last few months, helping with production and contacting various groups from Europe who have similar politics and also who have a great deal of solidarity with the situation with Dax Cesare. And so the last few months we've been producing this CD, Resisto Due, and we've also been doing many shows in Italia in the last few months, mainly to push the Resisto Due project. Because also from going around Europe we found that there was not a lot of people that knew the situation about Dax, what happened to Dax, and in the United States also there's almost no awareness of the situation. So or Carlos or anyone who's been a victim of fascist violence in the last few years. It's not the news hasn't travelled outside Italy as much as I personally think it should, so I think we can help maybe, you know, yeah, with our contacts, and yeah, it's very important, and hopefully we can turn people on in the UK and England and also the United States and other countries about the situation, because when we toured we realised that every time we go to Milan we hear this story but nowhere else. So it's very important, I think, to make it a worldwide issue instead of... Yes, yeah. Yeah, it's a worldwide struggle, so the information has to be worldwide, I think.
You talk about tracks out of a motivational atmosphere. You say that your music and lyrics are focused on exposing the source of the attack on working class folks and America's murderous foreign policy. Would you mind to explain the choice of the name Entartete Kunst related to these two topics?
The reason why we chose Arte Degenerate, degenerate art, and Arte de Kunst is because we felt that the fascism that exists in the US is all fascism is a problem. I don't know how to compare one fascism with another fascism, but for us, especially after September 11th, it felt as if we were very much living in a fascist state, and so therefore it felt like we, you know, the degenerate art in Arte Kunst movement is from 1937 in Munich, where Hitler basically steals all the radical art or subversive art or anything that is not in his vision, in the fascist, the Nazi vision. He classed it as degenerate, and he tried to ridicule the artists. So, and we feel that in the year 2001, 2002, 2003 in the United States, that anybody who speaks against capitalism, against the system, against the system of control, is that is how it is. You know, the media in America, anything that's radical is, they try and marginalize it, they try and push it to the side with propaganda, and we just thought the similarities between Hitler, and now is similar, you know. So lots of people in Germany keep telling us it's not similar, but we are anti-capitalist, we're anti-power, we're anti-control and authority. So it's really it feels the same for us. I don't know. Yeah, I think that if we were in 1937 in Germany, they would say we were arte degenerato, I think. But, you know, it's just like that. And the motivational atmosphere?
When I say the motivational atmosphere, it was just, it was a group of people, and we were inspiring each other to do radical art at the time, and that was the motivational atmosphere that I spoke of. But and then talking about the attack on working class people, making that our focus with most of our music, because it's never discussed in the States. The words working class aren't even used anymore. You know, it's something else. You're either poor or this, or you're blue collar, or you're, you know, it's not came from. Anyway, trying to bring the word class back into the American vocabulary, which has disappeared, and consciously, you know, it was to take it out of the language completely. So to talk about the struggles and our day-to-day problems that we face.
Has the minimum wage you talked about in your lyrics. Yeah, I think they disappeared. Yeah, because they have not enough money to pay the rent and yeah,
and I don't think it's talked about enough. You know, and that's why it is.
We obviously, America or the United States is a incredibly violent society. They want to control the world, obviously, everybody knows this. But we also, because there's not so much militant or radical hip-hop in the United States, unfortunately, we try and talk about, as well as working class issues, working class issues for Palestinians, working class people, issues for people who experience you know, warlike situations brought by capitalism on those people, and we try and talk about that. We talk about America's involvement in Israel, how much money they spend every year, why there's no money spent on housing, why there's no money spent on anything that people need, but instead it's all war, 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 war. And I think it's important to talk about that also, as well as they have.
The government spends money, but they pay someone who work, whose life is
Sure.
on selling guns.
Sure, or working class people in America who are forced to go and join the military because there's no jobs and there's no, you know, there's no unemployment money, there's no free housing, there's no...
social system, our social network, you know. If you want to go to school, you got to join the military. If you want to get health care, you know, you join the military. If you want to get any type of, you know, security, join the military. It's the only freaking way you're going to get it. You know what I mean? Like that's really sad, because then you have people joining the military for no patriotic reason, but to get an education, to get security. When I get old, I'll be able to have a pension when I'm blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's fucking disgusting. I'm not saying, you know, that's not right, but these are reasons why people do join the military in the States, you know, and it has to be talked about, because it's, yeah, disgusting, you know what I mean?
I think that there is a woman in a typically male context, like militant hip-hop, at least in Italy is like that. And it is, I don't know exactly the international scene, but I think that is rare as well. What do you think about that?
No, I think that, geez, I think since, well, for me, I think since 2004, I've seen a lot more radical, anarchist, militant rap in Europe. I don't know if it's because I'm doing shows and I see more people and I just am finding more people, but I think there's more names now than ever before, you know, and with that, there's more women. Check it, Collective Mary Red in Saint-Etienne, France. Mina, amazing rapper. Mentingera Grita. So I think there will be more, you know. I do. Especially if you come to my show and you say, oh, she's shit, I can do better than this. Do you know what I mean? Then people will be like, all right. But yeah, I think it might just take time, you know. But I don't know, maybe in the States it's different because people grew up more on hip-hop. It's more of a culture, but so I don't know if I can compare and contrast that completely, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I don't know how to say, but I think
I think it would be great. I think it would be really cool to see more Italian female MCs doing radical rap. That would be fantastic. I hope it happens. I hope it happens soon. I hope if there's some MCs out there, do it. It would be cool. I think it would. It's what's needed everywhere. Italia a little bit, maybe more. But everywhere it has to happen, you know. More female.
You know what I mean? You normalize it, so if you see it, oh, she sucks, I can do better than that, you know what I mean? Like, it's good. Grazie.